Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smother. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can't be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with Unseen Twisted Truths. We are the People's Podcast. We do not have Henry right at this present moment. He's here by like bubble, though. Well, kind of. He's got it shared to his profile, to his destinations. He's in Columbus performing. We have SGF Graham, who's going to be running it.
Peace, everybody.
We got Gilly.
Hello.
And we got DDH the Bubble at work, doing what he's supposed to be doing. And that's all we got for right now. So, how do you want this ran, SGF Graham? It's getting to know you.
Yeah, I wanted to make an open-ended segment. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. No, that was my phone. I didn't turn my volume down.
Oh, okay. I wanted to have an open-ended segment to where we can get to know each other, where I can get to know y'all and the crowd can get to know y'all a little bit more. The first thing I wanted to do was ask everybody a simple question, one word, and the first thought that comes to your head, go with it. And the rules will be one person that's up here gets to ask the person that just talked something about the question they just answered, but let's try to stay on subject. Well, don't veer off into something else. The kicker is I will not be answering any questions.
Okay.
Besides, how are you doing? All right. So to begin, well,
you said something about no butts.
No butts. There's a method to my madness. We wanna talk about some insensitive things or sensitive things if we can get to it, but we also wanna stretch for the positive outtake of whatever it is, if possible. If not, that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, we're here to get to know you. But we're trying our best to stay away from the butts, at least for today. So the question that I have for you two and for DDH when he come back, when he hit his break, the first question is why? Just why? What comes to your mind with why?
You ask me first?
Yeah, you can answer first.
Man, that's a big word. I never ask why, so I don't know what I could possibly say for that one. That means that I question fate. That means that when you ask why, it means that you have you want a different reason. You want something to justify for what you have to say. I can't answer that. I don't ask.
No, I'm asking you why. I'm asking you why. Like, your because could be your because. You could take that why and you can veer it off to why
For anything.
I'm striving at this, why I'm going at this, why I go so hard at this. I'm just saying why.
Okay, because it's my purpose and I want to fulfill it. And that's how I get blessed. That's how I receive my boom effect. My like the boomerang to come back. That's how I receive my gifts.
Okay. Nice. Gilly, since you was here next, since you beat everybody else to the punch, same question. Why?
So initially, when you asked the question, I think maybe before I was trying, or maybe before I understood it quite, and I'm still possibly a little confused. But my first thought was, why is he choosing to do the line of questioning in the way that that you're doing it? You know, what is behind all the structure? What's the why behind the structure? You seem to have a method, so I'm curious. So it was more of a curious why than anything. And as far as after you explained like what's your why, like what's your motivation, because for me, meaning matters. And I want to find meaning in things that were once pretty easy for me to find meaning in.
Okay.
Would you say mattered? Because I didn't hear that. It bleeped out.
What did I say mattered?
You said something matters because it bleeped out. I didn't hear what you said.
I don't think I did. I don't.
Okay. You was not confused. You got it right. Well, so you were not confused. Stop second guessing yourself. You got it. You good. Henry, why?
Oh, hi.
And maybe it'll make it simple if I say why and then say because, so you'll know where it's going. Like because, like what is your why? Would you do whatever it is because, or why do you inspire, or why do you drive this way, or just why?
Did you hear me? Sorry, I guess I cut out.
Sorry, you said something else. I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, I don't know when I cut out and I didn't hear you continue. It's okay to continue.
No, I don't know. What did you say? Anything else, or you saying you didn't hear me?
I don't know if you guys heard me or I heard you.
What was the last thing you said?
Oh, okay. Then that was it.
Oh, okay. Good. All right, Henry, why?
I don't know.
That would probably be my answer. Not gonna lie.
Someone told me when I was younger, don't be afraid to say I don't know. And that changed my life.
Thank that person.
Yeah.
I like that.
Christy. The same answer for you.
Okay,
why?
I don't know the question, my dear.
This is why.
It's a simple question. It's just why. This is the beginning, and maybe your because would draw more questions. It's just simply why.
Okay, why?
Any why that pops up to you that turns into a because blah 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 blah.
Why I choose to continue on this path of being strong and taking it one day at a time is because I feel that I am effective with the knowledge and wisdom that I've gained throughout the years into the decades of my life. And so that's my answer.
All right, cool beans. I definitely like that answer. Now let's see.
What are we allowed to ask a question?
You said what?
When are we allowed to ask a question?
To the person, you can ask a question to the person as soon as they finish answering their question. But
okay.
Like after every question, one person gets to ask, because we just kind of want to keep it moving. And well, actually, because it's only a few of us, we might be able to get 2 questions in. I thought maybe Jewsby and more would pop up.
So if we do ask another question, is it like a follow-up question to sort of clarify the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least has to pertain in that field. Like if you want to go further with that question, you want to know a little bit more.
To go deeper.
Yeah.
I would like to elaborate on her why, on Christy's why.
Let's go.
Christy,
Yes,
I want to know what gives you the power and the strength to keep going through that, though. Even when everything that was set up to you to break you, that kept you give you that strength to keep going.
I have to say that it's my spirit, my spiritual connection. I know that it's always been there for me. And so utilizing it more and understanding who I am and understanding my higher power of myself, that's what keeps me going. Because honestly, there was a time where it did break me, but I had to get back up and know that I can't, certain things had to be broken off of me in order for me to be a whole person again and move forward. So that's my because.
I like that.
Thank you, Queen.
Yes. Go ahead, Jewsby.
Jewsby.
Or not Jewsby, but SGF Graham.
It's Henry. No.
Oh, does anybody else want to ask a why? For anybody, like, based on their question? Like, I don't know.
I want to know about Henry. What do you mean you
Okay.
don't know? Every day I hear a reason why. For anything. For anything. I always hear a reason why. What did you think that question meant to you? What was
Me?
it asking you? Yeah, what was it asking you?
You want me to be 100% honest with potato salad?
Yes.
I had some kind of horrifying biologically depressive epiphany. Do I look good?
No.
Because a complete stranger, this neighbor who may be following the podcast tonight. Thank you, Brett, for asking. So what's going on? What's on your mind? I've known this man 7 minutes, perhaps. And so what's up? What's on your mind? Well, a lot, Brett, actually. I've been thinking. I have an internal monologue that didn't stop. And it's actually gotten to the point where I don't even want to say unalive anymore. I just want to blatantly blurt out what I want to do. I just want to turn it off because a lot of the time it's painful and people talk to me during it. And I've realized that I can barely have relationships with even people I love anymore without, one, loving them so much that it's painful inside, and then two, being crushed when I realize I just can't fucking be around people all the time at all sometimes, and I need a drastic change in my life. One of the depressive things that entered my mind thinking about this is that even the things I want to do now, I'm tired, and I can't justify or say anything else why. I've just been through a lot and I'm tired. And even the things that I want to do seem like insurpassable mountains to me. Even the things I'm doing good at just seem like you know what I want is I want to wake up in some kind of fuzzy area and not sleep, but just exist as like an amoeba or something, or a paramecium. And being human has really kind of gotten to me lately. And the last part of that is I'm not looking forward to anyone trying to make me feel better about that. Because it's sadly become a kind of epiphany to me. And it's not like I'm actively depressed. I'm tired of being human. I'm tired of money. I don't know what I want because I don't know 100% what that is. peace, perhaps. So, with that being said, how do I look?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
I
recognize
appreciate
you
you
from
saying
anywhere,
that.
bro.
I appreciate you saying that because I can relate. I can imagine there's lots of people that can relate, but not everybody can articulate it quite so clearly.
I'm glad I did. I want to pull my skin off and roll around and pick up dirt.
SGF Graham, take your show.
I almost followed up with another why question for you, but I felt like you would have just blew up just now, so we're gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
Oh, let's start with Christy. You're the one that I want to know a little bit more. This one, I have 6 questions for you. After each question, of course, like I said, somebody or we're so small for right now, or whatever, we probably can get 2 or 3 questions in. One simple question: how are you doing today?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good, thank you. I did my first 2 interviews today on my Journeys and Gems podcast. And so I was really excited and pumped to come in here and see all my beautiful people, my new tribe out here. So it's feeling good. I don't let what my body feels like right now dictate what my mind feels like right now, because my body will tell you good night, goodbye, I'll see y'all in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. My mind is like pulling it, like, come on. So thank you for asking. I'm doing great.
Most definitely. So the second question, because I see in all your pictures is a big smile. Even when you try to be regular, it's a smile. So I have to ask you. I smile because ... Feel that answer for me.
I smile because it comes naturally to me. It's something I've always loved to do, and my sisters always reminded me how much I was always loving and happy as a kid, and it annoyed them at times because they were older than me. So, and because I also was drawn to comedy. So I find that even in the worst of times, that when I go to comedy, I'll see something like my friend comedian Woody. I'll see him post up something in the morning, and I'm feeling blue, and then next thing I know, I'm laughing. So I've always been that way, just naturally happy, and people would think, okay, you're crazy or something else, because I'm just smiling, and I'm like, whatever, I'm going to smile because I'm happy.
Okay. Anybody want to ask any questions before I jump back on it?
Nope.
All right. Now,
Was there ever a time that you lost that and had to regain it?
It was something that a lot of people I hid it well from the public, because of the fact that when you share a lot of your personal self and the pain that you're going through, I found that it wasn't as therapeutic as I thought. And so it also became kind of one of those things where, because people saw me happy, that they wanted to do something to tear me down. And so I would retreat. I could relate to the Queen, Kim, who had mentioned about staying in the house. And I didn't realize, for me personally, that I had some form of algophoria. And so that's when I would retreat. So being out in public, now I can go ahead and bring that smile back, but and know that, okay, it's going to be okay. So yeah, it's one of the things that now I just don't stay in the house anymore when I feel like I'm going to shut down. I want to, as Henry was saying, I want that peace. I just don't want to be human and all that. I realign my brain and say, wait a minute, that's going to make you set you back more, because I know it will. So I will put that smile back on and go ahead and find a reason that I am to be happy, even if it's nothing but life.
Got you. Now,
SGF Graham, in between, you have to mute your mic, sir.
Got you. So, do you catch yourself? This is still on that one question. Do you catch yourself smiling for no reason? Like you almost like walking around like, oh snap, I'm just smiling, and it's not happy, sad, glad, man. I'm just have this big smile. I feel like you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And that was again from growing up and recognizing that my mother couldn't stand it when I would smile or I would laugh because that's how happy I was, you know. So it really did something to me later on to catch my laughter and how hearty it is and how big it is. So once I again started working on myself and saying, okay, that was something that she was going through, and particularly getting older and understanding that she was going through cancer the entire time, and she just had a lot of pent up anger and frustration and being so ill. So that took it away. And then I said, wait a minute, I'm going to keep my happy. And that really makes me hold on to it because it affected me for a long time of hearing myself laugh, even though I would still do it, or catch myself smiling, you know, and I was like, okay, you know, I was always said that I would look like some kind of animal or I sounded like an animal, like it was always equated to an animal. And so those kinds of things that when you take that out of your head and say, okay, I recognize it, let me put it away because you know what, that's naturally me. And I can't be unnatural and just be sad all the time or depressed or just a naysayer, you know, putting things down. I'm just one of those optimistic people, and yeah, it gets beat out of you sometimes, but I have to find it quickly and put that smile on, and that makes everything go back around again. And when I can laugh, I'm just like ecstatic.
I'm very glad you chose that route.
Thank you.
The next question: what was the hardest part about getting your weekly segment together, and how did it feel personally to write the first post, letting everybody know the good news?
It felt a triumph. It felt like a victory to be able to get it together because once that it was like, okay, now you can do this starting in May. It was the bubbling of, okay, it's here, it's time. And then all the other things that are trying to slow you down and say, oh, it's not the right timing. And it's like, oh, no, 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 it is. You know what I mean? And push that to the side of my health concerns and all that stuff and saying, yeah, get excited about what you do. Because I've been on podcasts before. I have done interviews when people used to call it radio. Okay, I know everybody's gonna laugh at me because it's like telling my age. And television
Podcast
and stuff
killed
like
the radio host.
that. Say it again.
Sorry, I said podcast killed the radio host. I'm old.
Yeah. Right. Like, okay. So yeah, so it felt exciting and exhilarating. And it really, even with the nerves, I didn't get nervous until like this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, why are you nervous? You know what I mean? And I was talking to my brother, Wicked Low, and he was like, why are you nervous? You can do this all the time. And I'm like, okay, but let me be nervous for a minute, you know? But it was that good nervous, it's the energy of an excitement and finally being able to break through and doing something that I love when other things are telling me don't do it now. And it's never a perfect time, it's never a right time. So I jumped out there and it feels awesome.
I definitely agree. I was a little nervous when I was writing my questions, but once I got the questions finished, the nervousness dropped off. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be all right.
Exactly. You know when you got it.
Exactly. Do anybody else have a question for that one?
No, but I would like you to read the comments real quick. And this is an artist also, and he has a very important point that he's trying to make. And want to know why people are this way. So could you read what's across the screen? And I'm going to go to the next one. There's 3 of them.
Am I reading them?
Anybody?
I'll read. Tony, the big homie, says he was talking some stuff up there. I don't know. I have a purpose to beat the naysayers. And then how can y'all be this vulnerable with each other? My community doesn't allow people to use it only as a weapon. Most of my feelings are turned off. I'm sorry, homie.
Anybody want to answer
Yeah.
that?
Hold on. Keep going.
You got to stop
can.
trying. He also says you got to stop trying to make other people happy and make yourself regardless of family and friends. He's got some points. That's dope. I always thought admitting that is a weakness. Man.
Because I told him that mental health matters and this is our safe place, and we are learning how to love ourselves properly and others.
Tony,
I'm
the
happy
big
that you
homie,
came to
come join us.
Yeah.
Come join us. We just need to change the community. That's all, bro.
This is therapy for a lot of us. Not only are we helping ourselves, but we're also helping others through either speaking on it or allowing them to speak on it and giving them a different perspective and opinion. It's all about positive energy, and this is a safe spot, and you're allowed to come join us anytime you want. It don't even have to be known if you don't want it to be known. We don't have to have you on the flyer if you don't want to be on the flyer, but every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m., this can be your home if you want it to be.
Henry, you want to read Cool Vibes?
I don't see
I
it.
would love to.
I don't see it. Oh, okay.
Cool Vibes says smiling through tears can be a sign of strength and determination as well as a way to hide a lot of pain.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Two.
Kristen, question number 4. Do
I'm
you
ready.
succeed? Okay. Do you succeed in uncomfortable situations, or are you better with your comfortable situations? What do you get better progress out of, uncomfortable or comfortable?
Unfortunately, there's been a lot of uncomfortable things that I had to go through that were triumphs. One in particular was with my daughter with autism, and there were school personnel who were beating on her, and it took me 3 years in 3 different bus companies, and going through from the local, state, federal government, talking to all the politicians, going everywhere, doing newsletters, all that stuff like that. It was costly when it came to it was provided for me people who were advocates, and I always come in with a suitcase. When I have a case or something else that I'm doing, even with my writing, I have something that I can have proof that I have in there. So I would come in there with my, binders and be like, boom, let's do this for 3 years. And so it was the most uncomfortable thing because one of the hospitals dropped my kids because of the fact that I didn't use their advocates. They were trying to tell me not to fight for my daughter like that. And I pressed on without it and got an attorney and the doctors and everybody at that meeting. And usually when you go from a public school, they try to put you into a non-public school, but she went all the way into a private setting, a residential setting, because she was so badly injured mentally and within the physicals of just being, the trauma behind it, that she had to leave home. And it was the worst situation, but at the same time, you do what you got to do for your child and be uncomfortable and be okay with being uncomfortable and crying and, and getting it all out, and then being able to be comfortable with the fact that you were able to do it and you've got the strength that you never thought that you had.
I have a question. Christy, with the uncomfortableness, once you got out of it and got comfortable, how long did that last before you got uncomfortable again?
Unfortunately, it wasn't too far behind that because there was other things in the works where my body, that's when my disability really kicked in. And so it was an uncomfortable exchange on knowing that I did what was right for my daughter and everything else. But in the midst of what was going on, I was becoming uncomfortable again because now I found that I had to advocate for my own health. And it was something that was so new because I'm used to just up, going, riding, riding bikes, whether motorcycles, whatever, just swimming, everything else. And everything started coming to a halt. So uncomfortable things have been a part of my life, and that's why I have doing a 3-day challenge, clarity challenge, this week with Dr. Ali Griffith was one of the best things that I could have done, because we have to reset our minds. And I was questioning one thing, and then boom, sometimes like in these segments, in these sessions, we have to sit up there and understand what's going on with our lives. And unfortunately, I was never a person that was afforded a lot of comfortabilities and a lot of stability, but it has made me the person it is today. And that is to go forth and to talk to other people and say, you know what, it's uncomfortable. It's not going to lie, but you know what, when you're crying through it, as the gentleman said, when you're being able to go ahead and have an outlet, as you all have even provided for me, as I still continue to grow, then it really becomes more of an assurance that when it's uncomfortable, that means a blessing is coming. That's how I look at it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Do you want to read that?
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want to read the comment?
Tony says, I'd like to come up. I have a lot of people I've lost. I never talked to people. We always looked at therapy as something crazy people needed. I never wanted to believe something was wrong with me. That's worth breaking down. It's okay to be vulnerable. Crying is healing the spirit. That's part of it. A smile can hide the pain, but the eyes always reveal the truth. Smiling through tears is the bravest of all. Sometimes a smile is a brave disguise for a broken heart. When life gives you 100 reasons to cry, show life you have 1,000 reasons to smile.
Period.
Okay. Thank you for reading that. Question number 5. What quote do you bring up the most, or the quote that you live by, and what does it mean to you?
I hold on to the quote of "do unto others as you want done to yourself." And I hold that quite dear because for me, it's always kept me humble. I've never been one that was arrogant. I was always humble, sometimes to the point where I wouldn't even see certain things because I was like being naive to what people can do. So that's one of the best things that I say a lot, and I hear it a lot in my conversations with others as well. And even when you do well and treat other people well, they're not going to always treat you well, but that doesn't mean that you have to just go and react. See, you know what I mean? Because when somebody does an action, we have the time to react. And if we think before we react, then we're going to have a better outcome by pushing that on out and saying, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I don't have to still treat you bad, but I'm going to get away from you. You know, and that's how we preserve our energy, and that's how we can keep things, going. And what was the second part?
The second part was you answered it. What does it mean to you? I think you answered it.
Okay, yeah. So it means everything to me, because I would never want to be treated like I did, and I won't allow people to come into that space to treat me like that again. So I really want to push it to other people and saying, wait a minute, there's other people out there who want my energy, who wants be able to be that kind of spirit, that is optimistic. So thank you for that question. That was really nice. I like that.
Most definitely. Now you've added another question on that question, at least for me. What do you, and you started to go into it with the second answer. What do you do when that person that's not treating you like you treat yourself and others? What do you do when you run across that person to remove them from your situation?
Well, I first tap into energy. I'm a stickler for being able to feel things in my spirit before and checking somebody out ahead of time. I don't say that I don't just talk to nobody, but I give people time. And my biggest phrase that I tell myself, and I've raised my kids on, and anybody else that's willing to listen to, is that people, that something can distract you, like the looks of a person and all that. But when you feel the energy, everybody's been in a room somewhere with somebody that they don't even know, and they're like, I don't know what's wrong, but this person annoys me. They there's a reason for that. It's because something is wrong with the energy. The energy doesn't match up. So usually we can tell within 3 months if that they're going to be the kind of people that can be in our lives. And usually by 6 months, I can tell that they're going to be solid, or it's time for me to walk.
Cool. Anybody want to ask anything to elaborate on it?
No, I don't.
Good. You answered that very well, I should say. Your last question. Can you tell us the time of your next show and how everybody can chime in?
Well, my next show, Journey and Gems with Farley and Friends, will be on tomorrow night, and the segment will be Fire Bars. So, because there will be 2 spoken word artists there, and we have a seasoned rapper that will be in there. We're gonna just make it flow, and also a person who does beats, Kamikiri the Frank. So we're all gonna be in there. Wicked Low, Chatty Turtle McGee. We're all going in there tomorrow night at 8:30. We'll be streaming live from Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. And it will be 8:30 because I make sure that after the review show, which, come on, we got to plug it in. Okay. The music review show. Okay. Twisted Takes between 6 to 8. So I go in at 8:30.
Okay, that's awesome. And all they have to do is go to your Facebook page and they can find it live there.
Absolutely. And I will post, I always make sure that I post up, and I welcome everybody to come in, because that's the same thing. That's why I made sure and made it clear that I will not do it when the times of this show is running. Anything that the Queen is running on the different platforms, then I made sure that everything that does not clash. You know what I mean? So either it's going to be a boost up before the show, or after the show, then it's going to be my show. So I'm going to be making sure that I putting out both shows at the same time, because both of them are going to be uniquely important, and giving everybody that outlet to have that creativity and keep it moving.
Most definitely. Henry, you want to read Tony? Say that again.
I said, thank you so much for that. Blessings to you.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you. Henry, you want to read?
Tony says, I'd love to go up there and talk with y'all. It's an interesting conversation. Some things I have questions about. Kimberly L. Vertigan.
You want me to send him a link?
Do I?
Send him a link.
Okay.
And if we get through everybody's questionnaire in time or whatever, we can let him go with his questions and we can question and ride through that, or he can at least just be with the energy and feel the energy, and then Tuesday we can get down.
Okay. All right, go ahead, ask Jeff Graham.
Kendall, come on up. I got questions for you.
You know why I smile?
Why do you smile?
I don't like smiling. I had my teeth knocked out into the road because I wore an open face helmet and I fell off of a moped. And busted all my teeth out, and my teeth are all fucked up. So I hate smiling for that reason. I smile with my mouth closed a lot, and sometimes it's because I'm happy. But I primarily smile as a defense mechanism. I smile to make people feel like they're not driving me absolutely nuts, or like I'm not upset so they don't talk to me a lot. I realized that after studying how different cultures smile and what it means and its significance. But that's a lot of the reason I smile. If you see me smiling ear to ear, especially if it's really big, it's because I am just ready to explode. That is the primary reason I smile, and I wish it would change sometimes, but that's just how it is. No sugarcoat it.
Okay. And with that, I'm gonna go into Henry's questions. It's like you knew what your number one question was. You ready? Well,
No
I'm gonna
one's
change
ever
it.
ready.
That ain't
Let's
your.
do it.
I'm gonna make you know. I'm gonna change your number one question because I feel like everybody should be asked this. How are you doing?
I don't know yet. Stably unstable.
That is definitely fair. That is definitely fair, and it leads me more into this question to want to ask you. If you had a moment to scream at the world and be heard by everybody, what would you say and why?
I've been trying to scream for months now. I can't get along. There's always someone looking at me. I would just scream, probably. Actually, I would sing. I screamed enough. I don't have the
Interesting.
energy.
What would be the song that if you just somebody said play a song right now, what would be the first song that you would play?
I can't play it. It'd be Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Or
Okay, I would.
A Change Will Come.
Or who?
A change is gonna come.
Okay. You're gonna have to send me them in my inbox so I can listen to them and see why. I'm curious.
I certainly will.
Thank you. Second question. Hold on, let me make sure I worded it right. Okay. What benefits from the way that you gain revenue do you get besides the revenue you gain?
Let me see how to word this. It's mostly sole revenue because I don't earn a lot of revenue. I work really hard, but I don't earn revenue on the things I do a lot of the time. Though it's all soul and some sexual satisfaction.
Got you.
Now everyone's got questions.
Anybody got a question that they feel like they won't answer it on that circumstance or that question right there?
I do. Who
Ask
is
away.
your persona? Who is your persona and why? Not persona. I apologize. I don't mean to say that. Let me please correct myself because I love you with all my heart. Who are you besides Henry Shaw and why?
Hank David. I've been looking for that for a long time. I feel it when I play in front of people. Aside from that, I don't really feel connected to anything. I feel like I'd be myself on a different planet a lot of the time. And it's kind of getting worse as society upgrades itself. So I'm not 100% sure where I am or what I am. I know I breathe. I know I feel. I didn't mean to be depressing on this one. I'm depressed for a lot of the time, and a lot of the time I'm just faking being human. I really am only happy playing and singing. I'm just vocal utterances, maybe. But they come from the brain.
Nobody understands you. I feel like I might do. Anybody else have a question for that? Doesn't seem like it. So the next question, and now I'm very curious of this answer. When did you finally feel free?
I felt free the first time when I quit drinking. And then I thought I felt fear free when I came out. And doing both of those things made me feel less free than I did before. But like breathing, I have to rhythm with the universe and the world. So, that being said, I don't know where the next one is. I've been singing A Change Gonna Come to myself today because it's important to me. And I don't know, I need something else to make me feel free. And I sadly believe and feel that the rest of the world's got to get with the program for that. And that is a catch-22 because there's a lot of people and they all have brains. So I don't really feel free, actually.
Now, do you
I
not
feel
feel now do you not feel free because of that word that you subconsciously uttered out, fear?
For some, I had something pop up in my head. I said, you know what? I don't want to see all the ugliness, the political shit in the world. And then I saw someone, so I just follow artists. And someone said, don't look at that shit. It makes you crazy. And I saw an artist make a post that I started to really agree with about they were molested, about what it does to people who undergo that. And it said all this list of negative consequences, and then turn gay was on it. It was one of the negative consequences. And it affected me deeply. It affected me deeply because I get people, the freer I get, some of the things I choose for freedom or just have to roll with for freedom to feel free, a lot of people call mental illness. So I'm like, I want to look away. I want to look away. I look in the other way. And then I see people I trust and like kind of boxing that in again. And I feel there's no escape from it. And one of the other things that makes me feel completely unfree is that I believe most of the world's addicted to this horrifying drug. And it's money. And I believe money totally correlates to happiness. But if you want to have true freedom and happiness, I believe the rest of the world's so addicted to this drug. And if you don't want this drug, that it completely makes you an outsider. Or maybe you want a little bit of the drug just so you can, eat, breathe. I don't know. A lot of the things that people consider freedom, I don't consider free. A lot of things that consider happiness, I don't consider happy. And I don't know where to go to avoid those things because I really want to. Really want to. So I don't feel free. For those reasons.
Anybody have a question? Anybody else have a question on that before?
Yeah, Henry, do you, since you don't feel free, do you feel any liberation?
Not as long as I have meaningful relationships in my life. I thought today of throwing my phone in the river and not talking to anybody. And then the person I was hanging out with said, well, then do it. And it was a suggestion coming from another person. So I really just want to either cut everything off and run and flourish or expire depending on fate.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be my fate.
And that's where your liberation will come from?
Maybe that's the change I'm looking for. But
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have a question, kind of. When you long to feel loved your whole entire life by yourself, like for yourself, and you finally get that, then everybody you meet falls in love with you and you lose yourself again. Not to seem negative, but I can feel you to say that that hurts too. So why is that?
Oh, what, that people love me?
That they know that that affects you too, because they don't just love you. They want to absorb you. There's a difference. People don't just love you. They want to swallow you whole and have all your time, and you cannot even scratch your ass if you want to.
I do feel that. I feel waterboarded by most humans a lot, actually. And it's because I don't pick and choose when I talk to them. I haven't had a license for 7 years. And it's hard, I guess. If I go to a grocery store and someone says, take your time, that puts so much anxiety on me. I would rather just go climb a tree and crack and find some eggs and find the nest with 3 eggs and take 2 of them and give 1 bird a fighting chance, just so nature's equal. I don't know. I don't know where to go because I want humans in my life. I don't feel I'm financially stable enough to have love in my life. I feel I'm stable enough, but I feel like the things I have to do to get money and what other people do to get money and to have a normal life, a house and these things and even a car or anything, I don't want that shit. I just want the world to be fucking accessible. I don't want any of that. If I end up dying in a Zen garden in a monastery somewhere, which is highly possible, I might be okay with that. Then I'll never know I have the cancer. I'll never know I have the microplastic. I just start slowing down and I'll just keep raking and raking. So I don't have to think. I'm not pouring my brain full of drugs to turn it off. I can't.
I feel that.
But that's what society wants me to do. I'm crying, by the way. Sorry. Can't. I like it.
Well, I will say that society equals tradition, and from the Emerald tablets to any book that you want to read, they all hate tradition because it draw people into this ball that they feel like they need to be in instead of being their self. So you're heading in the right direction, feeling uncomfortable with everything that's going on. So just
My
know that
God,
about
I do.
yourself.
Thank
Just
you.
know that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Love you, Henry.
I love all of y'all. I even love our new guest. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, hey man, I like some of the topics. I like how you can be up here and be vulnerable. Like that's even strength in that because that's what I was saying. I'm like, how y'all just able to be that vulnerable with each other? Because where I'm from, you can't be that vulnerable with people. People got other things that going on. You know what I mean? Just like, and then the people that you do talk to them, man. Like, cause I got best friends that I was doing music with. What's the name? They all died when I went to prison and stuff like that. So like even sometimes I catch myself texting their numbers and they not here. You feel me?
Text them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what you want them to.
Yeah, so I do that sometimes. I do that sometimes, but like it just any emotional. You know what I mean? Even when I was brought up, boy, like I had a mama that was on you. Like boys ain't supposed to cry about nothing. You ain't supposed to feel nothing about nothing. You feel me?
Mm.
And you wear that on the chin. You supposed to be the you supposed to be the man of the house. You supposed to be tough. You supposed to be able to handle it. You feel me?
No.
So I always say you gotta have tough skin out here because I hate to say it, man. I just people say that they forgiven and what's the name? But I'm just peeping American society. They don't respect what's weak. They conquer what's weak.
Mm.
What happens when our country don't like something that something said? We go to war. We take from. That's just. It's like they try to tell you now, talk it out, but the whole world goes to war about it. So
I
if you
disagree
going,
with war.
yeah,
I think
like
we're all
it's
too smart for that now, right?
yeah, but they still do it. Just like the thing that's going on with China. That's a situation they could talk. Now let's go to war. Let's do this. We don't. That's just how it's in our it's like in our nature. And then as men, they expect us to do it. You know what I mean? We're supposed to go fight for something we don't even know about or fully
It kills
understand the
me.
dilemma. You know, when America became the superpower because we dropped the bomb on Japan and stuff. You know what I mean? Like we killed millions of people. Like that's how you show strength out here. And
I
then
Yeah,
can't
and
do
then
it.
it's so it's
that's
hard
how
to
the
be.
1%. That's how the
Yeah,
one
but that
percent decided to move. But this is what I say, or whatever. Because my mom, I was raised the same way, bro. Whether Kimberly know my story, whether like I changed within the last 7 to 8 years. Like it took me moving away from my whole location. I tell them whenever I go back home, I can't be this guy that's right here or whatever. My shit straight changed. What you want to do about it or whatever. Like
right,
my
right, and
I don't even go home no more because of that. Like I know my energy has to be a certain way when I get home because they feel like I'm still the person in the past or whatever. So they got to hold this energy with me. So I got to keep that energy ready or whatever. And
right,
I tell
right,
them,
and this yo
and so with that being said, these are the so-called strong people, right? But
right.
it's 99% of us and it's only 1% that's running the world. Why these strong people keep attacking the other 99 and going at the one? That's what made me get away and realize, boy, that strong shit ain't really strong. They just out here showing out.
No,
Mm.
no, but let me tell you how they control the strong though, because of this was back. If this was back in gladiator times, your strength would have proved what it is. It's the fact a lot of the strong people don't have resources, so they use money. They use money to capture the people that are strong because they build us up to be physically strong, but they don't build us up to be mentally strong. You know,
Mm.
I definitely understand and I definitely
that's
feel
how
you.
that's how you keep people enslaved. That's how you keep people brainwashed. You give them enough, you make them big. Like even our school institutions, they're built the same way prisons are. They're built to where you have to follow a system of where you have to either work for somebody. The kids with behavior problems, they already know the military gonna draft them or they're gonna go to prison. That's what it's designed for. That's why you have lunch trays. That's why you have that hour recess. That's why you have the lockers and all that. It's built like it's a government institution. It's built for you to follow in line. And if you don't follow in line with their scheme, they'll say you're crazy or something's wrong with you because you don't
I
want to
miss
spend 40 hours a week doing someone else's dream and you so you can work for retirement at the end when you 70 and you can barely enjoy it.
Period.
So get your strong people together in your location and tell them let's put our money together instead of putting our money together to go get these rims or go get that. Let's put our money together and go get some acres. So
Well,
so
let
these
me tell you
kids,
about let me tell you something about this, man. And I hate to even say this. Um, it was an Asian dude. He was talking about it. He said, you know what I love about black people. He said, y'all hip, y'all come up with everything, but he said y'all can't stick together. Y'all can't even organize crime.
he ain't lying, but that don't
He
mean
ain't lying.
that we
That's
can't. We just don't.
because whenever somebody's doing something, somebody want to do something for self, and they'll ruin the whole thing.
That's when you weed them out. This is what I realized. There's only one person in my community, in my old community, that I could deal with on the path of what I want to do. Well, the people that you deal with, these business people, they found their VP from Massachusetts. They found their senior VP from California. They didn't get them all from one location. Well, we got to stop that mentality that the people that we grew up with are the ones that we're going to be successful in there with. Nah, they just here to teach you lessons and to build you so you can go do what you need
And
to
you
do.
gotta hey, and you gotta remember this. Think about every leader that came from our community that was for the people. What happened to them?
It's a
Now we're talking
horrifying
about them
statistic.
strong people again. But
That's what I said. No,
this,
I'm just saying, if you think about every one of them, their own community killed them.
so
May
so
I
this
say something real
seemed
quick?
like a whole nother segment right here that
Yeah, for sure.
Kimberly
sure.
definitely needs to write up so we can have
Sure.
that conversation, and we definitely gonna want you back on for that segment as well.
Definitely.
Well, we got
For sure.
3 more people. We got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and when DDH come on or whatever, and we already an hour in. So we're gonna skip the song, and we're gonna appreciate you jumping in too, and appreciate you joining the family.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you.
Henry, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions. 3 of them are kind of quick.
Okay.
4th question: when you think of your dream location on Earth, where would that be? But something telling me I should just say your dream location, period.
It ain't on Earth.
90 degrees. 90 degrees, no snow.
Love the simple answer.
Forever.
5th question. This is I probably aggravate you with this, but it is what it is. When will
I'm
we
already
get
aggravated.
well, I'm gonna add to it. When will we get a 3-track EP and a music video to go with it?
Say what?
When will we get a 3-track EP? I said just 3 tracks. I ain't even say a whole album. When will we get a 3-track EP and a music video to go with it? You don't have to give us a time frame. Just tell me you're working on it so I can tell you you're lying when I don't get it.
I am. Today was depressing for music for me. I was trying to get to the Strip in Columbus. I want to go see OSU. You know, they got a bunch of stuff going on down there. And I realized how bound I am to the people I love around me, because people offer me rides and they offer me around and stuff. And I am duly grateful, but that's one of the reasons I want to cut myself off, is because I find if anyone allows me to have a home, food, or anything, then I stop struggling. And if I stop struggling, I stop fighting and I become sedentary and stare at society too much. And I notice that once I just choose a path and end up on my feet somewhere, walking alone with people going, "Where's Henry?" I don't know. I tend to flourish, even if it's not considered flourishing by other people. So I am working on it. And as I looked at my books today, because I wasn't out, I was just practicing, I realized I got like fucking 18 songs I wrote. It's crazy. It's cool. It's a lot of music. I feel accomplished.
Definitely.
I got a few different people spread out all over the continental United States with probably mostly finished things on my projects, but I can't get back to them easily. I don't know. I have a hard time recording because no matter I can't record. I want to record myself. I just want access to a whole studio for like a month, and then they come back and I got like a full beard and shit, but my album's done. Because I would have every little fucking small Zappa-esque nuance into my shit 100% on. Heck, people ask, does that sound good to you? Couldn't tell you. I didn't do it with my own hand. Recording's so hard for me. I love playing live. I'm trying.
Okay. The 6th and 7th question, I feel like I could put them in two.
I had a question
put them in
for
one.
him too.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask him a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You said something that kind of stood up. You was like, whenever I feel like I got a home, I feel like I'm not struggling. So you feel like you can't create if you're not struggling?
I would ideally live a homeless life, moving around, doing open talk and stuff. The longer I sit still, the longer I have to look at computers, and I don't like computers. I don't like phones. When I'm just playing live in front of people, I watch them really, really interact with me, and the music means something. It's not a Facebook like or something. So
Right.
I really want to remove all those things from my life.
Well, I know you said if someone's like offering me a ride to get to a gig, like you don't think that's kind of self-sabotaging yourself?
Um, well, for 7 years, I've had rides to gigs from certain people, and I was very grateful, but they always want to leave, and I would never leave.
Okay.
I would stay for whatever after party there is, and I would probably just hit the street and keep moving.
Okay, I got you. But you feel
Like
like, but
I'm
do you feel like without struggling, your music would change, or you feel like, cause if all your music's about struggle and it's depressing, it's gonna keep you in a depressive state. Like you don't ever want to make a song when you do feel good. Like, cause it gotta be emotionally draining for you to keep that consistent. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
actually write a
almost
lot
as
of happy
bad as
music.
I gotta stay high to do music. Like that's a bad state of altering your mind to keep doing something.
Tony, you don't know him. You're just learning him.
No, I'm just trying to understand. Like I'm
Doing
not judging, bro, or nothing.
going
I'm
off
trying to
his like,
understand. Like when he said, I feel like
yeah.
if I got a home, I won't struggle, but there's always going to be another struggle. Like you don't have to knock a blessing because you feel like you're not going to struggle, because then when you get that blessing, it's a struggle to keep it. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be another fight. You know what I mean?
I tend to it's like when the genie grants you a wish and you get the wish and it's right, but there's always something wrong with it. I've
Hmm.
noticed that if I just do things on my own, that I don't get those negative side effects. But in order to do that, shit, I travel very long miles on bikes with a lot of stuff on my back, backed up like a military, snaring small games, spending nights out under the stars and shit. And it's actually quite wonderful. I write a lot of happy music actually based on, and a lot of my music's actually really geared in a positive direction. But I write a lot of good music through struggle. But I like having all of that together. I guess I just wish it was. Like, when I said I don't know, I meant that. I really don't know. Having a brain for me is just I'm in pain a lot. I'm just am in pain a lot.
I
My
understand. I
thoughts
understand.
hurt. Music ails that, but trying to record it or get dragged around or it's the people love me thing. They love me. They try to do the good things for me, and I appreciate the hell out of it. But I think I just need a drastic change where I just leave for a while and just really just struggle until I make it or not. But I
Okay,
got good faith in myself.
definitely.
Anthony Hamilton got found on the side of the street playing a guitar. So it can happen. The 6th and 7th question, I'm gonna tie it into one. What is the soundtrack of your life, and who is the one person you want to ask why to, and why?
One more time with the first part.
What would be the soundtrack to your life? What song?
Vivaldi's The Four Seasons. Predominantly winter. And the soundtrack to my life. And the second part.
The second part, who is the one person you want to ask why to, and why? You don't have to go into too full details if you don't want to. I understand, pain.
I guess that would be geared at anybody holding over $1 million.
And why?
I think so. I think I would ask anybody who hoards wealth why, and be really upset at the answer. And then you didn't ask me this, but I think it's very important. My favorite quote is he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. And I never looked at who said that quote because I don't want to meet my heroes.
Oh, that's deep.
Definitely got you. I actually like that one. All right. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate. Kendall or Gilly, who want to go next?
I think Gilly can go next. I'm just trying to observe everything
I'm
for
okay with
what's going on
either.
for
I know
today.
Kendall.
All right. Gilly, how are you doing?
How am I doing? At the moment, I'm doing just fine. I think in my life, I'm going through a crisis situation that I can't seem to find the answers to, but that's why my okay comes sometimes by the moment, and this moment is good.
All right. Okay. Did you want to dive into that? Kimberly, you seemed like you wanted to say something else.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. How comfortable are you stepping outside of the box?
I think that has changed throughout parts of my life. In general, I tended to live outside the box for most of my life in one way or another. Even if I fit into a group or community, there was always something a little bit offbeat or oddball sort of about me. Not necessarily a negative way, just kind of how I'm wired. And I think that I don't know. I think I was just sort of born out of the box. However, there are life circumstances now that feel pretty confining. And I suppose you could define it as a box-like feeling. I'm not comfortable here in terms of that feeling. I do not feel comfortable in the box. And when I feel like I'm constricted to it, I go pretty unhappy.
Okay. Anybody wanted to ask a question based on it? So we'll go to the next question. Now, outside of your kids, what physical interaction do you long for, and what do you recognize about yourself that has to change in order to attain it?
Repeat the first part of that question.
Outside of your kids, what physical interaction do you long for?
Every minute that I'm missing. I miss lying beside them. I miss sitting in the same room and seeing them laugh and interact with each other.
No. I'm asking you outside of your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
outside of my
physical
kids.
interaction do you long for? Yeah.
Oh.
And what about you? What about you that you recognize that you have to change in order to attain it and keep it?
Well, I want to enjoy the time with my partner more. Just be able to enjoy myself more in general. I feel like enjoying myself these days sometimes comes with a lot of guilt. And so when I find myself laughing, when I find myself having a good time, when I find myself being proud, I will not intentionally, but just intrusively, my thoughts and my feelings come in and remind me of all the reasons why maybe I don't deserve it. And that interferes with my relationships with other people. It interferes with my ability to enjoy them fully and for them to get to enjoy me. I would like to physically my health has been pretty bad as well. So I'd like to figure out, I'd like to actually make and keep the appointments that I need to figure out medically what's going on with me as well. And a lot of my situation brings me a lot of lack of closure, and to where I feel I want to do something about it. And so every day that I'm not doing something about it makes me very, very uncomfortable, to the point of exhaustion. I'm an overthinker. I will overthink something to the point of ridiculousness at times. And I would like to change that. I would like to feel more confident in myself again. I would like to feel permission to be myself, regardless of if I'm not getting the outcome that I'm that I feel is best or that I need. So yeah, and as far as what do I think I have to change? Oh, a lot of things. I think for me, the question is more, I don't know what I have the power to change. And so it makes it very hard to answer the question of what I need to change, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does.
I used
But
to feel much more powerful
okay,
over
okay.
my, so yeah.
Let's highlight the power. Let's highlight the power. What things internally can you change? Nothing outside of what you can't control.
Give myself permission to live.
Mm.
You just did. What's the next one?
I have a question for her.
Or, sure.
What she said that I feel like I can't. What makes you feel guilty about like doing things for you? Sometimes, like, what makes like where do you hear that? Is someone telling you that, or is it just like an internal thought? Like, what makes you where you don't feel as powerful? Like you can't make decisions in your life, like you gotta answer to some, like what turns that on in your mind, like that I'm powerless to change these things?
Well, I'm sure the answer is going to be a lot more complex than I'm capable of answering right now. But first of all, probably the most intrusive thought that's constantly on my mind is the people that I want to protect and be living for, and that I've spent the majority of my life living for. I are not accessible right now, and I don't know the steps to take to figure out if they're okay. And
Okay.
and I'm responsible for that because they're mine. So regardless of if I know there's a huge complex system that I had no control over, there are moments that I could have seized my power that I didn't know it. And God, I would do just about anything to have those moments back.
Well, you know what I'm gonna tell you, sister, the moments ain't over. You can still do it. You know what I mean? Long as you up and you breathing, you can still do it. So I definitely want to
Right.
speak positivity into you. It's not over. Don't You can't talk like it's a defeat. You just got to figure out what you got to do, the next steps to do it. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
when
and
you
I
go
think
for a
the
goal, you make it
cyclical,
happen.
right. Well, and I think the cyclical thing that happens is anything I do outside of that feels like I either don't deserve or I'm acting out of priority. And not doing anything outside of that is not positioning me to be able to do anything about things that I want to do something about.
I
So
understand. I understand.
I do recognize the cyclical thing that's happening. I am not sure how to change it on my own. I don't think I can change it on my own. I think that people need people, and losing the people in
All
your
right.
life that
They fix it.
you know it
Did they fix it? Did they fix it?
losing people in your life makes it you miss them and you question why. And when you've been scapegoated or when you've been ostracized or you've been cut off, um, even if intellectually I understand what part I played and what part I did not play, it does not change the impact of social isolation, ostracization, shutting, withholding of affection, withholding of communication. It just doesn't change those things. And
We
so,
might have to cut it short just because he only has 10 minutes for his break. So, do you want to
okay.
get to?
Oh, DDHN. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to that question. But DDH, what up, my guy?
How you guys doing?
Hello.
How you guys doing? First of all, great episode. I love it. It's been really interesting tonight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Appreciate you. How the work life treating you today, bro?
And I was just working it up. It's almost over with, so I only got about an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm out of here.
Hey, man, to that. Let's get your question. I already asked everybody, so I'm gonna ask you why. And the why is because blah 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 blah. Like, why do you what you do, or what pushes you, what makes you strive? Whatever your why is, I want the because.
The why for me is the reason why is because I've just always had that mentality that I want to be the best person that I can be while I'm down here in this life. So I do it for numerous reasons. Well, first of all, I do it for myself to be in good mental state of mind. Um, then I do it also for my daughter, of course, my family, my beautiful wife, and this it's a lot, man. When I wake up, it was crazy because I was just thinking the other day when I wake up that I have a lot of reasons to keep going, and it started with myself at first, but I just want to be the best that I can be, and what fuels me and keeps me going is knowing that I can accomplish anything that I want to, and I put my mind to it. And there ain't nothing that I had put my mind to that I never accomplished.
Hey, encore to that. Encore to that. Tell us about your music accomplishments.
Uh, wow. Well,
Like I
I'll
want to
try.
know. I want to know that I shouldn't said it like that. Like, I want to know the moment that you knew you was good at your passion. Like, you was like, this is what I can do and want to do.
Uh, and I've shared it before. I'm not well. It's been a couple times. I can say when I won my ninth award. You know, and I've won awards in 4 different states. So just knowing that alone, knowing that I have a billboard coming up in Times Square, uh, tracks of people, just every year since I came back to music about 4 years ago, I've accomplished something greater and bigger than the next. So yeah, well, I can pretty much say winning my ninth award. That's when I was like, all right, and I'm hoping to get a 10th one soon.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So I want to dive a little bit deeper. What was your greatest accomplishment outside of family, music, and the movie you got coming out soon?
Uh, started my healing journey and overcoming depression, not wanting to be here. Uh, Man, it's I started my healing journey because once I realized that I needed to heal and stop being in denial on every single thing, then life just started making a lot of sense. And even though it's trying some days and it's tough, there's billions of people in the world who's going through something. It doesn't matter who or what we're going through. We got to realize no matter how a person is, and everybody has their way and their reason on why they do what they do. So me just personally just realizing I need to heal because once I was able to do that, I was able to gain a great wife. I was able to gain a great family. I was able to gain my mental back. And every day I'm working, and it's just getting better and better. So that's my answer for that.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, dealing with a passion, I know, well, maybe like me or whatever, sometimes it just be other things going on that your passion doesn't even seem like enough to get you out of whatever the mind frame is. What are some tactics or what are some things that you do to refuel your passion?
What are some of the things I do to refuel my passion? Like if I'm losing it or something?
Yeah, like you're going through something that's keeping it to where you can't even focus on your passion. Like your album, let's say you're going through something and it's making it hard to where you can't even focus on your deadline of your album, whatever. What are some tactics or something that you will do to refuel yourself so you can get back to your deadline?
I got something that I like to refer to as take a step back in time. So what I do is I take a step back in time at a moment in my life where I felt like the obstacles was just beginning to be too much, and I think about what I did to overcome that, and it reminds me, and it helps reminds me that I am a beast at anything in life in general, and then that just normally gets me back on track and gets me back on path. I sometimes I have to, because going back in time, it reminds me, not that of my old negative behaviors or whatever negative times in my life, but going back and checking and doing things or overcoming things that were built to tear me down and looking at it overcoming, it just reminds me of who I am. That's all, and it gets me back on track.
Okay. All right, I got a serious question right here. Who will win in a foot race between me and you?
Give me about 2 or 3 months and get me back in shape, and I think I'll give you a run for your money.
All right.
Yeah, all right,
You
man.
said
Hey,
what?
guys, keep up the good work, man. Like I said, I love the show like every week. Much love to you guys. Shout out to Twisted Team. You guys have a good rest of the night.
Love you, husband.
Peace and blessings,
Love you.
brother.
Most definitely.
All right,
Peace,
guys.
bro.
I
I
love you,
just
Gilead. Sorry I had to run away. I got sick.
Oh no.
No,
It was
that's
cool.
okay.
He chimed in at the right time because we don't want to dive into the negative on this one or whatever, whatever. I wanna cause me personally, I kind of get off of the podcast a lot worrying about people. Like I get off the podcast not even thinking about myself or whatever, and that was what drew me to changing what I was gonna do originally and doing this. So that was the universe that had DDH chime in right at the right time. Because the next question I wanted to go to is back to positive with you, Gilly. What are the top 3 qualities you bring to the table? I understand that you have a lot of things that's going on, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the greatness in you. What are the top 3 qualities you bring to the table?
Well, I've got a crazy imagination. So I would say that I've always had. I when I'm doing well, I'm actually pretty funny. And fun to be around. And I have been known to be pretty crafty and resourceful. So, and I'm willing to say things that other people are not necessarily willing to say because they're not very popular.
I have a question on, since she said all that. So, Gilly, I've been meaning to ask you this, and I would like to talk to you outside of the show with this. I would like to utilize the fact that, are you Jewish?
Yes.
I would like to utilize that. And it may seem like it is a racist thing, but we're living in an ugly racist world. And if I could utilize the fact that you are a female that is Jewish, I would love to be able to have you as the face that does the talking for us for a lot of things. It's sick and it's sad that we have to do that, but we can go further as a team if we could do that.
We're the People's Podcast. Jews are people. It's great.
I mean, absolutely. And I would just like to apologize in advance on behalf of all the Jews.
It'd be funny like that sometimes.
A female face. So
but I'm going to talk to you about it.
Than me. I love you. I'll improve.
I'm going to talk to you after the show, though.
That's
for
funny.
real.
That's funny.
I've been meaning to ask you that, but I didn't want to be.
But you know what? I feel like if everybody got differences, why I don't feel like why people got to be so uptight about that. Like there be some racist jokes that be funny to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's definitely funny. You know what I mean? And I think people should be able to laugh. That's part of part of life. You know what I mean?
I absolutely believe that people should be able to laugh. I used to be part of a Haitian choir called Unity. We were an a cappella choir, and we used to joke that I was the token white girl or the token Jew. But we'd meet every week and practice, and at the end we'd all sit around talking, and everybody liked to tell jokes, and they would tell a lot of Haitian jokes, and I was allowed to laugh. But when they wanted me to tell one, fucking kidding me? No, but I'll tell a joke. but I'll tell a Jewish joke, and just be careful how much you laugh, because I'm a little sensitive. You know, it's not that short.
So that's definitely. But I love the family vibe y'all got up here. Like it's definitely a beautiful thing that y'all got going on. I wish more people was able to do that. Like different people from different stuff come together and y'all can laugh and share what y'all going through, and y'all put positive reinforcement in there. You know, I think that's good. That because you don't know who life you saving when you talk to these people up here.
Facts. And none of us live in the same, except for Henry and I live in the same area. And at this present moment, he's not with me. Usually, none of us live in the same area. Besides DDH and I, that's my husband. But none of us live in the same area, and we're all over the United States and the universe and Canada.
Okay, Canada. Yeah. One of my favorite rappers from up there.
And the universe brought us all together, and we're now a big team. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Definitely.
But Kimberly, again, to answer your question, I actually think that I'd be actually pretty honored and humbled, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and people need to talk. So thank you.
No, for sure.
It just like if I had a bunch of math that needed to be done, I would ask. If I had an Asian friend up here, I'd ask.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right, next question. I'm gonna save 7 and 8 for personal conversation, just because reading it several times to me, I can see how it might feel like an attack, and it's really just a genuine question. So I'm gonna say 7 and 8 for me and you talking personally sometime tomorrow or whatnot. Well, the last question: what measures can you start today to begin to move on the brighter side of things?
I think mine are going to be pretty small and practical. I need to open my mail and do my paperwork. I need to contact different resources in my area and keep contacting them until I start to find some of the answers and the help that I need. I need to start feeling involved in things that are outside of myself again. I used to be somebody who helps a lot, and although I've probably pushed it to the extreme in the past, not having that in my life, I notice really messes with me. So I think that I need to start trusting myself, because I'm having trouble trusting others right now. And I think that's going to start with trusting my own intuition again. And I need to start doing stuff that I enjoy, and getting out of bed, and getting off the YouTube, and interacting with real life again. And I need to get myself to the doctor, because I do think I have something undiagnosed going on that's contributing to my level of tiredness.
You longing to help people. It sounds like you and Henry might need to talk and see how y'all can attack the streets together.
No, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna utilize her for real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put her to work. I swear I'm gonna put her to work. I promise you. We gotta reach more people, and they're not really listening to the culture vulture. So I'm just telling you, they're gonna listen to the white Jewish girl.
What a crazy world.
We'll see. We'll see.
Terrible world we live in.
Gotta play
I
ball.
hope we start to listen to each other.
For the record, I am talking to Gilly. Gilly.
Okay.
I'm gonna be I be following up on stuff, and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. You see my message?
Yep. I got a bunch of text messages from various people that says I love you, and it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think
Thanks, you.
To continue with that question, I used to be someone who, no matter what I was going through, brought joy and entertainment and love, and always tried to carry that energy. And if I could even remember a fraction of myself every day, I think going back through my own history is going to help.
Okay.
I have a question for you. You said you brought joy to everyone and stuff. Have they been doing that for you during your time of need?
You know, I guess I have trouble answering that question because I don't want to sound petty. I enjoy bringing people joy, and I miss doing that. The joy that gets reflected back is usually the reward for that. And so I guess I'm going to leave it at that for that one. If people have done me wrong, they know who they are and they know what they did.
Okay.
Good question,
I like how
Tony.
I like how she rised above that.
I was about to say thank you for not focusing on that negative side. Thank you, Gilly.
I'm proud of her on that moment.
Growth, look at that right here on the podcast live.
Yes.
I'm proud of you on that moment.
It's the joint I smoked.
That
Kendall, are you ready?
Not exactly, but I'll try.
Oh, you got it. You got it. You
You shouldn't have asked. You should have just.
got it.
I did my
what?
best.
Oh, you definitely got it. What motivates the music you make?
Oh my goodness. Of all questions for today. Well, basically self-motivation, determination, and anything that I go through with all these situations I'm facing daily. Music is my inspiration just to overcome such obstacles that helps me uplift myself for whatever I'm going through, just to make it through the next day for my sanity. If I don't play music, I'll go mental.
Okay. Anybody want to ask anything extra on top of that one?
No, I can relate. I get it.
Definitely.
What type of music does she do?
I do a good variety of Christian hip hop, EDM, dubstep, a collaboration with multiple artistries as well. I'm actually quite well known up in Canada for being published. It's just a whole genre of music that I like to do for multiple projects and with people.
Okay. What is the song that you made that's like your swan song, almost like the song that if you could put your everything you going through into a box, what song would that be, like, that tells who you are as a person, like your like if it was a soundtrack or a biopic to your life, what song out of your catalog would be the song that represents you and your struggles and your things you overcome and stuff like that?
Honestly, I have a good mixture. I really can't pick sides. The fact if it stands out on its own terms, depending on how the week is or how my day is. Each one's different for how I can reflect with.
Kendall is an amazing beat maker. She's just now getting her feet comfortable enough to let others here enjoy that also. That I'm trying to convince her into releasing some for others to get because her beats are amazing.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Next question. Briefly give us I wouldn't say a question, but briefly give us an insight on the time you was at your low point, and can you take us through the struggle of getting back to your high point? We don't really need the details of the low point. I want to focus on getting back to your high point. I might need some tips.
Okay, well, recently I was diagnosed with a high anxiety disorder. So I would say right now that's my low point for trying to overcome this type of ordeal. And the doctors are trying to make me take these new medication trials where I question everything of what if it doesn't work? How do I make things better for myself from the next month from now and see if it's doable for my sanity at this point? And each day it's just like something will trigger, and I'm always like on the high ends of what do I do? How do I overcome it?
Okay, anybody want to add any questions on top of that with that subject?
Um, I just with the medical diagnosis. If you said that you're a Christian, just keep your faith in God because my wife got that. She found out she had stage 3 cancer. She found out she had that, and she prayed on it and kept going to them appointments and everything, and they was able to cure the cancer. She's like in remission right now, so it's definitely doable. Don't let the weight of it. There's gonna be days when you don't want to do that. They also found out she's a little bipolar, so she's been taking her medicine and everything. So like it's a lot of stuff she's been dealing with that has been undiagnosed, and she's been dealing with that for years before she met me. So but if you pray on it and believe everything that you like, believe everything, and you get my wife's a person that puts good energy into the air and all that, and it does there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because when they told her she had stage 3, they was telling her get her affairs in order, and it's been a year later and she's still around. She still feel healthy. She, you know what I mean? We get the checkups, but you know what I mean? It's definitely doable. So don't think that because they say something, it's you can't beat it, because only God knows what's gonna happen with you.
So
True
I've
enough.
got a question. I've got a question for Kendall about the medicine.
Yeah.
I know things are probably different in Canada than they are in the US as far as what's allowed, what's considered experimental. And there's all sorts of things about, mental health where people are talking about, psychedelics as opposed to pharmaceuticals, the potential positive effects or negative effects of cannabis. And all of those things. And although I find that pharmaceuticals still tend to the old SSRIs and and antipsychotics and all of these things that are pretty repressive. Anyway, how do you advocate for yourself as far as you said that they're trying a lot of medicines and stuff like that? Is it pretty easy to advocate for yourself in where you are at, or is it difficult?
Lately, I would say it's been more so difficult. The fact I keep telling them, no, I don't want to try all these little things that they're trying to make me do. And I keep trying to have that clear mind state where if I know something's wrong, or maybe someone else might see it through me that I don't see, and they're trying to point it out, where I'm just like, yeah, okay, well. And I just try not to get so upset about it. The fact people are telling me, yeah, you might need actually something to help you get through the next stage just to calm yourself down throughout these situations I'm constantly facing. So it's just, I'm trying to be open about it, and I'm just trying to deal with it as is.
Yeah. Do you find some days that you don't advocate as well as you could or as much as you could because it's been sort of an uphill battle? For instance, I have trouble getting the medication for my ADHD. I know it works for me. It's worked for me for years, and yet the area I'm in, I just have trouble getting it prescribed and having it be consistent. And so there has been long periods that I've just given up. Are there periods that you just sort of give up and go along, or do you continue to get up and advocate for yourself?
I would say it's kind of both, where I get to the point where I'm just overwhelmed and I don't know how to stop that feeling where, okay, just stop, breathe, you got this, where I just get to a point where I get so emotional where I don't know how to deal with it. So it's kind of both, I would say.
Kendall and Gilly, I need y'all two to inbox me so we can talk about them health issues and let the alchemy, aka me, do my little research.
And I got
Absolutely.
health issues too, and I ain't gonna lie, the biggest part too, sometimes you don't want to do everything that doctor tell you, but sometimes you do. It do make a positive sometimes, don't let them try to put you on everything, but you do gotta, you do gotta take something sometimes to take the edge out of stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have real bad anger problems. Like I could, like if I don't get my medicine, I'll break somebody's jaw out here. Like it's not like you gotta definitely take. Like I already know when stuff makes me irritable and stuff. So everybody got a different reaction to like being overwhelmed. Like when I get overwhelmed, I get violent. Like I want to do something to somebody. Like it's not a good thing. So sometimes I might get in little periods where I don't want to talk to nobody. You know what I mean?
Tony the Big Homie. If you want to meet somebody that you could relate to right there is SGF Graham. He changed from who he used to be. He was you at one time. So you might want to inbox him too. He might not be able to give it to you right away, but I promise you, it's Cyrus StillMe Black.
Yeah.
And even my mom tries to talk to me like and that helped me too. Like my mom even talked to me. She said, "I know I raised you a certain way that was kind of toxic, oh, because I wanted you to be masculine and all that." But she said, "But it was good to hear my mom say that." And she said, "I'm proud of the things that you're doing. Like you're not in trouble as much as you were, and you starting a family, and you're like, and don't let stuff get overwhelming." And she tries to tell me now, like you can have more emotions than just anger. You
I
know what I
promise
mean?
you, get a hold of SGF Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
He will
got you,
help
bro.
you.
We can talk all day.
Definitely. Appreciate it.
Oh, most definitely. We appreciate you seeing and jumping on, bro. We appreciate you.
Definitely. Like you, I like the room I was in. I was coming in to sing music. I said, hold on, they having a real talk up here. Hold on.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You
Tuesday and
guys,
Thursday do the podcast, and every other like Wednesday and Saturday, and then now we got Fridays Twisted Takes. So we do music reviews on that day. But like we have I've noticed that a lot of artists, and I'm gonna say men just because it's really uncommon for a man to open up his emotions, but a lot of people don't realize that mental health really does matter, and there has to be a outlet. If not, you're gonna explode. So
Right.
to be somewhere where you're not judged or made fun of or ridiculed, or use it as a tool later, because I promise nobody will hear. We know so much stuff about each other that none of us have ever used it later as ammo, because that's not what we're about. We're healing and healed.
Okay.
As much
Yeah.
as I hate being on prescription medication, I'm going to tell you guys tonight, I'm probably going to chew up an Ativan and just drift off. Because, yes, we shouldn't feel bad about that. I don't like being on SSRIs or MAOI inhibitors or anything like that, especially for long term, even ADHD medication, which sometimes helps. But to sleep and for certain things to turn that brain off, don't hate yourself for it. They're there for a reason.
Yeah. Cause I'm an overthinker too. Like you could have said something to me, and then I'll be thinking about it all day, and I could have took it wrong. Nah, that's what you meant. Like I done got into a lot of stuff with people because I over analyzed something that they, you know what I mean?
I feel
I
that.
definitely do. I definitely do.
Yeah.
Oh, boy,
100%.
boy.
And I ain't gonna lie, it's just stuff that went on in my life. Like there was a dude that I helped, and what's the name? He shot up my house later, and we had a whole shootout over there because I was like trust somebody and let people in. So sometimes I'll be like trying to you got to scam people a little bit more. You know what I mean?
I feel
So
that.
it's definitely you know what I mean. It's hard to open up to people when you don't know what they motive is, and you know what I mean.
I definitely understand living like that, and I do not like living like that. Then I will not go back to it.
Yeah, man. And I
So
and I tried to move out to Atlanta, thought it was gonna be a little better, boy, but it's dang. I mean, it ain't as bad as where I came from, but it's still the same. You know what I mean? It's still the same stuff. Like, so sometimes I be watching little videos of people out of the country and seeing how they live. That's really stuff I be thinking about doing. Like I seen how
So
people was living in Japan and stuff. I was like, I like that. How it's the safest thing. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I hate you
oh
gotta
yeah, oh
keep
yeah.
20 guns on you and because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a little rough out here. And then you raising kids out here too. So it's definitely
I got
you don't
4
know what
boys. It bothered me every time. Every time I think about it, I got 4 boys, and
yeah, just like
statistics of
that father whose son got shot by them cops. Like I know he was going through it, you know what I mean? That was probably something mental that he was going through, you know what I mean?
and we Facebook don't go too far into that one. That
Yeah.
might be a little edgy for Facebook. Don't
Right,
go.
right,
I
right.
know what you was about to talk about. I know what you
Yeah.
was about to talk about. Yeah, yeah.
But let's put a pin in that and finish your.
Have Yep. Got 2 more questions, and they're really just 2 sentences to complete. so we can end on a positive end with Kendall's section. I look at, when I say ... that's when you start to fill in. Okay. I look in the mirror and see a beautiful ...
Oh, that's heavy. Kendall.
What was the question?
When I look in the mirror,
I have a fill in for you. I want you to fill this sentence in. When I say ... that's when you fill it in. I have 2 of them for you.
Okay.
I look in the mirror and see a beautiful ...
Oh, self-image. Is this it's supposed to be like my self-reflection or
Whatever your answer is, I
self-worth?
can't tell you. I can't tell you
Oh,
how to
okay.
answer this. It's your top answer.
I'll say self-worth. Something's telling me about that.
Okay. And the next question, I will never give up because ...
I'm determined.
What drives your determination?
Not to give up so easily on every situation I'm facing. Just to overcome and try to make things more simplistic for my life.
Okay. Do anybody want to jump on that question?
I'd be interested to hear everybody's answer on it.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let me get to Kimberly. And then any questions you wanted to ask anybody else that was asked to anybody else? Let's go for it. Unless Kimberly feel like, we done ran the time dry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So that'd be cool with you, Gilly? Everybody answer that question after we finish Kimberly questions?
Sure.
Got you. Thank you. All right, Kimberly. All right. What conjured up the title of this podcast and why?
So, Unseen Twisted Truth is this world is telling us we don't see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil, but it's all around us, but they don't want us to talk about it. So that's hence the 3 monkeys. They want us to be puppets and be cookie cutter images and not realize that we're all individuals and we're aware. I can't say anything else but aware. So unseen is the unseen and the twist and the truth of the world. You have to read between the lines to really see what's going on, because they're trying to hide it, but it's right there in front of you because they're telling you about it.
Mm-hmm. Real eyes, real eyes, real lies.
Facts.
Definitely. So what are your goals with the podcast? And I want you to think big with this one. No short, none of the small goals. We want to hit the grand ones.
I already know. Unseen Twisted Truth. You Google us, and we got 4 pages out there. I want it to be known who we are, because I want to help people, because mental health really does matter. And a lot of people don't realize it. They think that they have to live this ideal life. That's not ideal. It's not real. So I want people to really be real with themselves first, so they can free themselves, because you have to be first aware of yourself to be able to free yourself. And I just want people to free themselves, because I'm not coming back no more.
Oh.
Okay.
It's the world got everybody in like a matrix, you know what I mean? They think that they gotta follow this design. If you think outside of the design, they think you're crazy. And then you got to remember too, it's a system that's based like that. So when you speak that life into people, you're going to have people fight you back, because they're dependent on that system. That system benefits them. That's why they're not okay with not being woke, because the system benefits them.
I don't even use the word woke. I'm telling you right now, words matter. I won't even use that word. I said aware.
I mean, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? They're trying to change the definition of that word, but I'm telling you to be awake, you see what's going on.
I feel you, but I'm not asleep.
Yeah.
You have to be asleep to be awake.
Hmm.
So
But a
I'm
lot of
aware.
people are asleep. You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
that.
Just
I feel that.
a lot of people are asleep. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to change definitions of things from what they originally meant to keep you asleep too. They make positive things bad and make bad things positive. That's what I see going on. So you definitely got to be aware of what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? People just depending on that, and so you're gonna. So whenever you notice, whenever you do positive in the world, you get more fight back from the universe than if you did something negative.
I don't.
Well,
But
I've noticed that whenever someone does something positive, they get more fight backs. More people are upset about it. More people, you know what I mean? And you
In
have
our
yeah,
to
no, I
know
do.
them
community,
people.
Excuse
Yo,
me. Can I
and
say something real quick, please?
yes,
I was trying to hear what the queen was saying. She got the brother was saying something, and I couldn't quite hear what she was trying to
oh, okay.
say.
I'm
Her
sorry.
point. I'm sorry.
Definitely, Kimberly.
No, it's okay. We mirror each other constantly, and I see rainbows and butterflies everywhere I go. Even in a negative situation, I will turn it around and see both sides. I I I choose. We have a choice, and I choose. I choose positive over everything. I do not see negative, and it's going around. I'm told it's going on outside. I'm told it's on the news. I'm told it's in the papers. I don't read that stuff, so I don't know. I don't listen to industry artists. I'm not with the world, I'm of the world. So I don't see it. Henry tells me every day, I don't see it. Not because I'm ignorant to it. I just really don't see it.
Hmm.
okay.
And that's the beauty,
Now,
but that's the beauty of everybody being different. They get to see, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I could definitely use more positive.
I feel that.
you know, now I had asked this question to Henry, but I had the same question to you. Somehow I feel like I don't know. Let me just ask it. If you had a moment to scream at the world and be heard, what would you say and why?
Love is the answer. And there's no reason why. I don't have to explain that. That's itself.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
I
Um,
love her. I love her answer. I love
Where
her
does
answer.
love originate for you?
Where does what?
Where does love originate for you?
From self. You pour into yourself, and when your cup runs over, it goes on to others.
Ooh, she talking. She
any,
talking.
any more questions on that one?
Um, I know she said love is the answer, and I get exactly where she coming from. But what do you say to people that don't even know what love is?
Those that know, those that don't won't. It's not my place to tell them.
Right. So it can't be the answer for everybody.
If they're not there, they will be.
Right. Right.
They will be. You got to be tired first before you get it.
Hmm.
Okay, this one is just a weird question to see what you would say. If you had to go to an island that had all your basic needs, but you were cut off from the physical side of life, like other people, and that could not change, what would be things you would take with you? Like you can't take no people, and the island has all your basic needs. What would be the three other things you would take?
Can I take my OG, my dog?
Hey,
I
that's
like him
not a
more.
human.
I like him more than people. I would take my dog. I don't need
God,
nothing else.
nothing
I
else.
don't
You
need
got three
clothes.
other things.
I don't care. I don't need it. I don't need clothes. I don't need none of that other stuff. I just want my DOG, and that's it. I'm good.
Okay. No seeds. Oh,
I don't need none of that. The earth has it all. There's stuff growing that I can replant. It's all out there. You said my resources are out there, so
yeah. All the basic needs.
That's it.
Okay.
What they consider weeds are basic needs for me.
They wouldn't consider that basic need. It would just be food, water, and extra large leaf to cover yourself with.
I don't even need that. You can keep the leaf, unless I can rip it up to smoke it up. I'm straight.
I only have clothes on because they want me to. I get it.
That's it.
So, next question. Simple question. They're all fun questions because you usually tell people about yourself, nothing to guess about or wonder about.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your favorite artist? I keep hearing that you have a favorite artist, but you never say who it is.
Yes, I do. Kenny Gemini. Gemini is my #1 favorite artist.
See, I thought it was Tim Cran. See, I just told me I didn't know or whatever. Okay, Kenny Gemini.
Tim Cran is my secret weapon. Tim Cran's is my secret weapon. Kenny Gemini is my #1 artist. My favorite artist of all time. He's a boom bap Christian rapper. And he doesn't talk about like putting Jesus down your throat or God everything. It's about life and love, and there's a difference. There's a line between good Christian music and then overdoing it and trying to manipulate. Kenny Gemini's beautiful.
Cool. And the last question, very simple question. What are the 3 bright spots in your life? I was going to say outside of kids and your husband, but just whatever is your 3 bright spots. That just your Mount Rushmore. So I guess that would be 4. I guess I said Mount Rushmore. Or your Mount Rushmore of like you're very proud of.
My family, my universe family, not the blood thing, not the thing that I was birthed knowing that was my DNA. I'm talking about the family that the universe gave me. Every one of you guys, including my grands. Every one of you guys, my husband and my grands. I got my SUN, my family.
Hey, amen to that. So this is the part where Gilly has added that we can ask a question.
Tony the Big Homie wanted to ask a question. I wanted to hear what he had to ask.
Okay, ask away, bro.
Okay, I did I think it was, I forgot my question. I know I had it ready too. It was the thing about the well, she said I mean there ain't really much question to ask, those her things that are her past possessions, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask about the island thing, but we passed that, so
okay. You can still ask about it if it was something you needed to ask about it.
Yeah. Like that question, you said if your basic needs was met, would you be able to be on that island? And the way I don't know, that's how she felt about it, but isn't if your basic needs met and you can't interact with the people you love, isn't that just seemed like a sunshine, a pretty jail? That's what it seemed like to me.
Not necessarily for me, honestly, because everything here is temporary and it's illusion. We're not supposed to hold on to this stuff.
I know, but he said the people you enjoy being around can't be there.
Right. That's okay.
Because what does this stuff matter if your people ain't there with you?
Because matter only exists when you give it attention, and we are only matter. None of this stuff really matters.
I'm saying it's not the physical thing. I'm talking about the people that are important to your life. Because he said that your kids can't be there, your husband.
be there afterwards. My utopia is bigger than this.
I
Didn't you
never
say
said
we
it
had
was
to
an
stay on that
isolated.
island?
Yeah, but I never said it was an isolated island. I never said you was the only one on this island. I just said you couldn't
You
take
said no people. I thought.
no
Yeah.
people you know. You don't know the people on the island. Not yet.
Mhm.
So that means your family not there.
Your family
My
not there,
family,
but it's a whole bunch of people there.
but
That
my family isn't the people that I was born with. The universe gave me a family.
Okay. I'm like, your kids can't be there. What's the point of it? You feel me? And then you said basic needs met. That's gonna make you. You know what I mean? It just seemed like it seemed very jail-like to me. If only the basic needs are met.
No, I don't think so. I think that's perfect for me. I don't even need all the basic needs. I think that's a beautiful utopia. I think you just painted a beautiful picture for me. My son is 33. He's grown. He's got his whole family, his own life. I did what I had to do. I'm not saying my job as a parent is done, because it never will be. I will always worry about him. But at the end of the day, I did my part. Now he's got to raise his own.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm 50.
Okay.
How long will I probably be living on that island? It better not be over 100. My purpose better be served way before that.
Yeah, because he said, didn't you say we had to be on the island to the end? We stuck on
I'm
there?
good. I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to take my DOJ. I'm good.
I mean, but you
Yeah,
gotta
that's
also
rough.
think about it, Tony. Your past experiences have you feeling that way because that was all you got was your basic needs while you was in there.
Yeah. So
You was-
that's what it sounds like to me. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Because a prison, I don't care if it's a castle, it's a what's name. A prison is still a prison to me.
It's a choice, though. This is not pushed. This is not forced.
I mean, if you can't leave that island, that seems like a pretty forced situation to me.
You can't leave this world. And we're still here. We're imprisoned right now.
You can leave this world technically.
Where? Where are you going to go?
You
What
can go
planet?
right in there, load that Glock up, and blow your shit out,
I'm not
and you
talking
will
about
not
that.
be here.
I'm not talking about canceling the game. I'm not talking about canceling a game. I'm talking about while I'm in the game. I can't leave this planet.
Yeah, but you can go to different countries.
I can do that in my imagination.
No, but it's different. Imagine, and then I ain't gonna lie. There's astronauts that actually got to leave this planet, so everybody's a
Matter
trip.
only exists when you give it attention. We're only atoms. We're only molecules. We're only matter. This is not the big end. This is not it. We signed up to learn this lesson. I know, Gilly, I apologize. That's how I feel, though. There's a lesson to be learned so I can free myself from this, because I'm not coming back here no more.
You right?
And we can debate all day on them
And don't
astronauts and them spaceships on another day.
apologize for your perspective, because I hear your perspective. I get it.
Okay.
And when I come at it from a different way with the different answer that I don't think that any of this had to happen for any lessons. It's coming from a totally different reason and end goal. So I totally 100% respect where you come from on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, keep asking your questions.
And I respect you on your opinion too. I just know when people want to take the worst from you, they take your loved ones from you. So that that's how I see it. You know what I mean? That's
And
what
keep asking questions just like you're doing, even in real life or whatever. And if they too high strong to answer it, then maybe at that point in time, that ain't who you need to be dealing with, or because we all want
No, but I love hearing other people's perspective too, because you live a different life than me. So I do want to know. You know what I mean? I do want to know, because you might see something that I don't see.
I have a whole opinion. Yes.
I might see something you don't see. You know what I mean?
My phone rang a little while ago, and Kimberly was very, very fast to mute it. That phone call that was coming through was my brother. And this is nothing against anyone on the panel, but if someone asked me if you could save one person to spend the rest of your life with on this planet, my God, I'd have a hard time deciding between my Harry, who I love, my boyfriend, and I would have a hard time deciding between my brother. And my brother was calling. And I'd have gave up just about anything in the world to answer that phone call because I think he's going to be asleep soon. I want to talk to Joey so goddamn bad. I can't even believe it. Just because I don't get to. He's my family. But I chose this podcast. I chose this island to land on, knowing that and Joey's doing better now, and I love him. And if we never talked again, I know I would love Joey unconditionally to the end of time, and he would love me too. That makes my heart sing. But I chose this island to stay here because I want one little fucking thing I work my ass off for in this world to get somewhere. And I think this podcast is worth it. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes worth it. And that's why I'm here on the island. I know Joey's going to be okay. But I wanted to talk to him. But I love you guys too.
I feel that. I feel that.
That's love, bro.
Is that him?
So go ahead and text me and let me know you ain't ignoring them, man. Click over
I
we
love
still
you
here.
guys. He's calling and I'm gonna answer him.
All right,
I
bro.
love
I love you.
Be safe.
Love you,
Peace.
Henry.
I love
So
the
go ahead.
emotions and everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh
It
yeah,
lets you
oh
know
yeah.
you human. You know what I mean?
for real, for real. I don't put myself in that category of that such word, but yes, no, for real. We are having that experience, and I'm a being. I'm a celestial being for sure. So I am a human being. Yes.
And part of being a human, and I ain't gonna lie, part of being human is having emotion, and they're trying to raise a society where you're not supposed to have emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and that's crazy. And that's crazy. Like that's crazy. That you should feel anger, you should feel remorse, you should feel that lets you know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. You feel me?
Tony the Big Homie, are you free Tuesday at 8 p.m.?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay, the Tuesday at 8 p.m. You and I are going to get together before that day, and we are going to think of a title for that. Will be our Tuesday show.
Right,
Got
definitely.
We will think of a name. We will think of a description. I will do all the other work for it, but we will get together and think of a show, and that will be our Tuesday show because that's important to talk about.
Definitely, definitely. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
No, for sure.
most definitely. Now, Gilly, my ADHD, I have completely forgot the question that you wanted to go back to. Do you remember? Or do you remember who I was asking?
Okay, so it was a fill in the blank thing that you did for Kendall. And I
The
thought that almost sounded like a positive note sort of type of fill in the blank.
okay.
So
I
I
could
thought
definitely
that might be a cool way to and it's your show, but I thought that might be a cool way to do the positive notes this week.
thank you for throwing that idea out there. Let's do it. All right, since you brought it up, let's start with you. I look in the
Okay.
mirror and see a beautiful ...
I look in the mirror and I see a beautiful soul who, despite given reason to be resentful or angry or greedy or any of those other things, still at the end of the day just wants to share love and protection and support and be part of something bigger.
Okay, I definitely like that. I like that one.
Me too.
Tony the Big Homie,
Yo,
welcome to the squad. So the
all
question
right.
is yours. The question is yours too, my bro. Oh. Sorry. I got one more question for you, Gilly. I would never
Okay.
give up because ...
Because I made some promises and there are people
Mm.
watching me.
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. All right, back to Tony the Big Homie. Like I said, welcome. Glad you on board. You got
Definitely.
good questions. You listening. You inquisitive. We enjoy it.
Definitely.
So the first fill in the blank. I look in the mirror and see a strong, handsome guy because
Warrior. I'm always gonna be a fighter no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm always ask the hard questions. I'm always do the stuff people don't want to do because somebody gotta do it.
hey, we all need that leader. Every group need a leader. Every group need a leader. Everybody needs somebody that's not scared.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never give up because ...
I never give up because when you give up, you're admitting defeat. You're admitting defeat, and you're agreeing to lose. And I got 2 daughters. I can't let them see me lose, and they're very observant.
Okay. Motivation.
Yo, definitely. And then I
Christy.
think about the people that came before me too, like the a lot of people like civil rights leaders, wasn't it? If they gave up, we wouldn't be moving forward as a culture. If everybody gave up, we wouldn't have the things we have in life right now.
Okay, I definitely can agree to that.
As Shipgram, before you get to Christy, will you read these real quick?
Okay, hold on, let me get back to it. Starting at I am here to support.
Yes.
It's Pumper. What's up? She is here to support. She loves the show and she shared the group. And she said hello. Please read the comments. We just did.
And I think she's from Bangladesh.
Oh, okay. We stretching out. Good. Christy.
Just letting y'all know
hello.
if I drop off. If I drop off, it's not because I didn't want to hear everybody's answers. It's because I died. Not, well, my phone did.
Yes.
You gave us your positive quote, and we love you.
Yes, for sure.
Love y'all too.
Oh yeah.
This was a great idea.
Chloe.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you, Christy.
Yeah.
Talk show host. Hello. I got these two fill in the blanks for you.
Okay.
I look in the mirror and see a beautiful ...
I see a beautiful spirit. I see a beautiful soul. I finally see myself for who I am. A lot of times when looking in the mirror, you tend to not see yourself as much when you're going through a lot, but I see me now again, and I'm like, hi, how are you? I recognize you again.
That's tough right there. I like that. That's tough. And you will never give up because ...
My spirit won't let me. I mean, as much as I've tried, it's not going to happen. So it's no longer a thing in my life that I can give up. That's not a thing.
Spirit said we ain't done with you yet. Okay. Miss Kimberly, your turn.
So when I look in the mirror, I see a beautiful heart. I'm a vessel of love from the Most High. I gather people. And I can't give up. I'm not coming back here no more. I'm fulfilling my purpose.
Bars.
Yes.
That's all it said. Bars. So anything anybody else want to say? I want to say I'm definitely glad for y'all having me as a host. I'm glad for all the participants participating and not, cowarding out and not answering the questions, keeping it tough. I like how Tony kept making sure he kept things on there that I wasn't even thinking of asking and had y'all thinking a little bit more. We definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Anything else anybody want to say?
I like that the understanding that was on here, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes to move to move culture forward and move things forward, you have to ask uncomfortable questions. You know what I mean? Like, you have to ask uncomfortable questions, and if someone believes passionately about it, I feel like there are no wrong questions. The uncomfortable questions need to be asked, because that's the only way we're gonna get an understanding between diverse people. You have to ask those the problem. If you're scared to answer these questions, then they're gonna think that there's no problem going on over there, so they're not gonna feel your struggle. So I feel like those questions do need to be asked, even if it's a personal question, because it has to be asked. No one asks the question. You know, everybody just assume it's okay over there. You don't, without knowing the why. That's how we don't understand. That's why we got racism. That's why we got everything, because no one asks these questions.
Facts.
Facts, bars. This whole thing turned into a freestyle, it seemed like. You have anything going back to the leader of the show? Or how you want to end the show? Thank y'all again. Nope. Thank y'all.
Thank you for allowing us into your home, your heart, your ears, and your time. That's something precious. Thank you for giving it to us and giving it to yourself. Take a moment for you. You're worth it. That's it.
Peace and blessings, everybody.
Do you want to play this song before we play the exit song? Show them. SGF Graham.
I think he got on out. I think he got on out of here already.
No.
Oh, my bad. I had it on mute. My bad. Yeah, we could definitely do that. And Tony, don't forget to hit me up, just like Kendall and Gilly off. But I hit Gilly up.
She got
Kendall, please hit me up.
Yeah, she got to send me your info. She send me your info, I'll be able to hit
Will
you.
do.
All right. Most definitely.
I got it. I'll send it. All but right. I'm gonna play the show me, and then I'm gonna play our intro or exit. I apologize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
SGF Graham. You know what we about to do today. We ain't telling nobody our plans. We just pop out the show. Yeah, let's show 'em. Let go.
I just wanna show 'em all the things they'll never
Don't even let them
be.
know.
Find a way to prove a point without insincerity.
Just show 'em.
Show 'em they can take me out. Winning out without a doubt. Nothing's gonna break me. Show 'em on the daily. Nobody can steal my shine.
Yeah. Hating how they spend their time, I go and get it. Yeah. Watch it while I'm on the grind, I show no pity. Yeah. Thinking that you stopping mine, that nigga tripping. Since a youngin' jumped out on the pine, I know my pivot. Anywhere, I'ma start at 5. What's competition? Killer Willer, he a Shark Khan. That nigga fishy, big dog to a bush, yeah. We leave him pissy, not on purpose, you can't blame the shine. They hate the glisten. Repetition, with a vision. Face the vision, made additions. Multiplying is the mission. She paying too, but we don't do no sipping. She screaming independence, really show me how you living. Love how you laughing with me, cause you know I'm kidding. Just keep it feminine, you can touch it and you can get it. Just tell nobody we build this empire, nothing missing. You pop out, tell unbelievers to come and kiss it.
I just wanna show 'em all the things they'll never be. Find a way to prove a point without insincerity.
Just
show 'em they can take me out. Winning out without a doubt.
Just shine bright.
Nothing's gonna break me. Show 'em on the daily. Nobody can steal my shine.
Let go. Shout out to who used to look at me like, who is you that made me get up just to make you see? No Rudy Poo, now they run up asking remember me. I'm like, what they do? I should give you the same energy, but I keep it cool if I give you the same energy. Then I'm the fool if I don't. You think a king is weak? I keep a tool. Remember when I wore them basic sneaks? Now I make them ooh coming through. Know you smell our money and I lit up too. Pitiful, sit the dude. Worry about everything that ain't worried about you. Part 2.0 Biggie motto, give me the loot. They foot is slew, I'm on the move, they ridicule. I watch you snooze, they mad, they lose, that's critical. I stand on rules, ignore the booze, that's pivot dudes. I follow cues from G's that do the things I do. And move in silence, we don't get them boys a clue.
I just wanna show 'em all the things they'll never be. Find a way to prove a point without insincerity. Show 'em they can take me out. Winning out without a doubt. Nothing's gonna break me, show 'em on the daily. Nobody can steal my shine.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recovered. Yup, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up, execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's a scene, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Like that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental, how clean is a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.